was shooting the second season?
It was very different this year, but it's kind of funny because you think you know what you're getting into because we've done it before, but they changed the structure of the show this year, and I think you just forget maybe how heavy the show is or how physically taxing and mentally. Yeah. And I think I nearly had a breakdown at the start of the show, just because. And I was talking to the producers about it last week in London. I said I think I had a bit of a panic attack of thinking, how the fuck are we going to do 7 months?
How are we going to do 8 more?
When this is already, sort of stressing me out and.
And also, we came back. I think both of us came out. We talked about this pretty early on. Because we hung out with the press for 6 months after last year. We came back this year knowing what people liked and what they didn't like, and so that was all in the forefront of our minds going into the show. So if someone would say, "Hey, we need you guys to do this," we were like, "No, they won't like that." When they were like, "No, we'll do it. We'll change it up. We're going to do it like this." And we're like, we were told that's not going to work. So, kind of protecting what our audience liked and what we knew worked was kind of a big challenge this year. But we just got right away. We had the rug pulled out from underneath us because production had this amazing stuff all set up for Mozambique. And the week before we went to Mozambique, there was a huge freedom fighter rally with about 100,000 freedom fighters all wielding RPGs and AK-47s, and they said, probably not a good idea if we go in there with our pretend ones and try and do the same things. And so we said, so they pulled the plug for a little bit. A month of filming in Mozambique turned into a week. We rocked up about 2 weeks after this whole freedom fighter thing, and we have a chartered flight. We rock up, and I think the customs guys must have thought it was a coup or something. Locked down in the airport, didn't let us in. Some of us got out. We got through customs like a handful of us. But then we got locked down in our hotels. They commandeered our passports. I mean, it was full on lockdown in Mozambique. So we were kind of stuck. And a week of filming turned into this is the very first stuff we've shot. A week of filming turned into basically a day and a half. We had one day we got permission to film, and the next morning before we left, we snuck in. So to protect all the writing, they said, well, we'll keep the scripts, but we'll shoot it at night. So we went from this brilliant kind of 4 weeks in Mozambique, it was going to be brilliant where they did Blood Diamond and all that, to 2 days in Mozambique and 3 weeks of night shoots in Cape Town in the darkest, nastiest spots you can imagine. So it was just like, all right, well, here we go. So
where else did you guys shoot this year?
We went to Joburg.
Yeah.
I think after Mozambique, they sort of freaked out a bit, and we went back to Cape Town, and that's pretty much it. We went outside of Cape Town north, so but again, a lot back in the townships and stuff.
This year was really. I mean, they really went for darker, but they went very real, didn't they? I mean,
They went for authenticity.
We were right in the middle of stuff all year.
But plot-wise, I mean, there was this big arc throughout the first season with the Nemesis and everything.
Yeah.
Is that a similar structure, or were you guys going a different? Did you guys go a different route?
No, that's a similar structure. There is the ongoing series arc, and then there's sort of sub stories within that.
Which happen in the block. So there's 5 blocks to make up 10 episodes. Each one's 2 episodes, and so each 2 episodes, like last year, kind of has a self-contained story that either ends a character or begins a character to carry on for the rest of the 10 episodes. But I think they didn't want to tie themselves into too many corners this year, and so they were kind of always experimenting, and we were always experimenting as well. So it was kind of as television is, we were finishing episodes and then given scripts the night before, going, whoa, you want us to do what in the next? Okay, so it was full on.
Are you filming that? Are you filming this?
Yeah.
I keep yawning.
We got it last night.
That gives you an idea of how this series has gone.
It was a full on.
We haven't stopped. It's but it's lots of fun. I can't. It's just I think it's that thing where you run the race, and we're sort of almost at the finish line. Almost. You can see the finish line. I think my body's just going, no.
But last season with Amanda Mealing,
Yeah.
as who's playing the role of your boss now, Rhona is going to be your boss. So how was it working with Rhona?
It was good. It was very different to Amanda. They're both very different actresses, or actors, I should say. Politically correct. But yeah, it was it was that thing where we sort of, I don't know. It's just bringing these new people, and we also brought in Liam Carrigan, and it adds different flavours to the show, which is kind of good.
Yeah, and I think there was a lot more of Section 20 being involved in the field this year. So we had this unit that was not only capable of doing all the nerdy stuff and the piecing together of the mysteries and this and that in the field and using the satellites and piggybacking on this and that, but they would tool up and they'd come out in the field with us, which was fun because we were able to stack up in teams and actually like do it for real, instead of just having 2 guys against an entire army. We were able to have 6 or 8 man teams going in and really doing it.
Just for the record, I know I've got a reputation as the party one, but I don't even fucking party. And I feel like, you're just pissing me off. I feel like I might as well party. I'm going to sit here and yawn through interviews. Yeah, honestly, I'm just tired. I just it was a late night. Sucks.
At the end of season 1, kind of your character is like, is he going to choose the wife?
Yeah.
And then they kind of tease that maybe you choose both, and then he gets in trouble. That's kind of my understanding.
Right.
Is that the catalyst that?
Yeah, I mean, not to give too much away. Have you seen it? Have you seen the first 2 yet?
No, just from the
Okay,
clip.
I won't
that's
let
what
you. Okay,
yeah.
I won't dive into it too much. But it was the brokenness in Stonebridge is, which is the fun bit to playing a character, is that he can't decide whether his life as a soldier is more important or his life with his wife and now his new baby. And that's what starts off this second season. Scott's out in the field doing his stuff. They're not together. I can let you know about that. They're not working together. And then something happens, which drives them both together. And that's what finishes this first block. So the second episode is the reason why Stonebridge has to team up with these guys. But it's when I read the script and when I found out the reason why he goes back, it was just it's a typical strike back moment. So, hopefully it'll keep people watching.
What was it?
The end of 2.
Oh yeah.
And what about this season? I mean, your character had some pretty interesting scenes and moments in the first one.
Yeah. Fighting
naked.
Yeah.
That was pretty interesting.
Yeah.
What about this season?
Yeah, I think it was so interesting that they went, well, we're not doing that again. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know whether I did. I don't think I made the grade on that. Because it was kind of funny. Like everyone enjoyed that stuff. I certainly found it a challenge to do it, but they didn't do that this year. There was actually a lot less sex, a lot less maybe gratuitous sex, which is
now
kind
there's
of
only
meaningful, loving.
You know what? I explained this to someone. I mean, Scott. I don't think Scott was a man whore as far as just his choice of not getting involved, because the ramifications of getting involved is what Stonebridge's character goes through,
which brings his own challenges.
It's like, you go on a war, you go on a battle, you could die. Why the fuck would you go and get into a relationship and have children and have to leave them every mission? So I think it was more of a choice. But having said that, he does come across 2 women that I think, and in particular one that really does sort of get under his skin.
Which is a great it's a great block.
It sort of became more about, and dare I say it, but acting, which was kind of nice. It was like less of the shagging and I don't know, getting your ass out for the sake of skin and mass, which I think I proved I did, and I took the fall for that for the first season. But this season there is still that element, which is that's the show, and it's kind of good. Like when people have sex, they're usually naked, so they should be. Kind of I like that if we kill people, hopefully it's real. Nearly all of the stunts we're doing is real, so it's not porn, so we can't really be having sex. But I like the fact that they, you know, they're not afraid to sort of show skin and that kind of element of love making, as you said. But yeah, we get to delve into maybe some more of the emotions of the character and characters this season, which is good. And it's great.
Can you talk about kind of the training that you guys did this season? Because I think last year you were like mentioning, I think maybe like a bag of meat that you had to sit around with you, or you know.
What? It was similar this year, the snack bag. It was, I mean, similar to last year.
The bag of meat.
Well,
Yeah, just meat.
It's a different kind of training.
Single-handedly.
That kind of shit should be left at home.
Decimated the chicken population in South
I
Africa.
hit that bag of meat as much as I can. But fuck, tell people that.
It was similar to last year. I mean,
Nah, it was way better than last year.
except the military training, which was
Way better.
they knew that we had, well, thanks to having brilliant military trainers, they kind of picked us up where we left off, and they said, right, you guys know how to do this
Done all
stuff.
that
So
stuff.
now we're going to take it from bodyguard to special operatives, and we just did. I mean, we started off with doing actual kill house training, which is stacking up in teams, live ammunition, and clearing rooms. And so it was, you know, it's full on. So Sully and I had trust going into this year because of last year and the stuff that we did. But you know, when Sully's stacked up here and the barrel of his gun is on my shoulder, should I say that?
No, dude.
No, I shouldn't say it. The barrel, so no, you know, when you're stacked up in teams and you got, you know, the MP5 with your buddies right here, and you're stacked up. And, you know, you gotta trust that guy not to fire one into your earlobe, you know. And,
It was live ammo too.
live ammo, yeah. So we did a lot of that training. We actually did a month of that where we were, you know, we were in the back of SUVs, jumping out of cars, and shooting targets, and just doing. We did stress training where we'd have a gun in pieces in front of us, and then they'd fire live rounds over the top of our head and scream at us and just go 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 go, and you had to put the gun together and then fire it off at specific targets that you were told before you did the training. So it was all just kind of that stress training and military training that they actually do.
We jumped out of choppers.
We jumped out. Yeah, we jumped out some
Did you get to like peek into their mind as well? Like, is there? I would just guess that like
I peeked into their mind.
you don't want to die, but it's like that addiction of pushing it.
Well, that's the thing. There's no off switch with these guys, and that's what the training is. You train hard, you fight easy. The training is all about not giving up. Because when you're in the field, you mess up, because you will mess up. Nothing goes according to plan. Your evac that falls apart. Something will happen. You've got to still continue to push it, and that's the kind of feeling.
It's great training for the film industry.
It is great for television in particular, because it just doesn't let up. You know.
Any last message for the fans?
Well, it's just
Thanks for watching.
Yeah, thanks for watching.
Keep watching.
We did a second season because you guys told us to, and because you guys put us in that position. So watch the second one. We'll do a third one too.
Yeah.